I'm Christian Torres, and you're watching The Everyday Gator. Today, we're in Turlington Plaza, about to have some fun in the sun. I'm going to go tell some stories to people and see how long they stick around. Let's go see how that works out.
See what you got.
All right, you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All right. So this story, it's a true story, right? Yeah, it happens back in Tennessee, right? You know Tennessee, it's a state, one of the greatest states in these contiguous United States, right? I put in some music, right? I'm listening to some music, listening to Pandora, listening to the Disney station, right? So I'm jamming out to some Mulan, like let's get down to business to defeat the Huns, all that jazz, right? You ever see Assassin's Creed or play Assassin's Creed, the video game?
Oh yeah, so you're doing some parkour?
Yeah. Sort of. I was pretending like I could do parkour.
Oh, jump in the tents?
Yeah, because I can't do parkour, unfortunately. I can't. I played the games, though.
So you learned some technique?
You learn some technique, like hold down R1 and go forward. Okay. But anyway, we're just getting to the good part, right? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, right, I see something. Really? As far as I can see, minus a little bit because I saw it, right, there was a deer. A doe, a female deer. I'm staring at her. Ooh. She's staring right back at me. Our eyes are locked in a battle of wits, probably. I don't know. Deers probably aren't very intelligent. She wanted to be enemies because she's stalking me as a deer would do. She is a deer stalker, kind of like the hat worn by Sherlock Holmes in the classic Sir Arthur Conan Doyle story. So I'm going, right? She's popping up like randomly, like a thing from a pop-up book, why not? And she's like, woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. That's what deer sound like. Most people don't know that. Every year, 75,000 people die from deer attacks. 75,000? That's true, and that's only in the state of Tennessee. Jeez. If you broaden that out to the entire contiguous United States, 1 in every 4 people die from deer attacks every year. So one of us is dead. Yes, we're dead. One of us. Wow. It's going to happen. I mean, say goodbye to your children, kiss your wife goodbye. You're not going to last very long. So I'm trying to get away from this deer, and I do. And all of a sudden, what do I see? Guess what I see?
Gaston.
You're wrong. It was a dog. But you were so close. Because really, when you think about it, Gaston is such a dog. Women deserve someone who will treat them right. Sure. Gaston is not that person. It was a big black dog, like really big. Like as big as a dog, if not bigger. And I have to get away from this dog now because, see, a dog, most people don't know this, but dogs are deadly animals. Every year, 2 out of 4 people, including the one person who died from deer attacks, die from dog attacks in the United States. That's 3 out of every 4 people in the contiguous United States who die from 4-legged mammals every year. Most people don't know that. It's really sad. Anyway, so this dog's staring me in the face. Let's just call him Max for argument's sake. It's not Max, but he looked a little bit like my aunt's dog, named Max, except more fit. Max was a chubby dog. He's dead now, unfortunately. Rest in peace. This version is like a roided version of Max. It's like, Rrr. Max was more like, this one's like, Rrr.
Was he on roids?
He might have been. I didn't do a drug test. I didn't have time, but he had sunglasses, and he was wearing a wife beater, so I think we can draw our conclusions from there, So I'm like, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta run. But I can't run because I remembered a fact that I learned from Bear Grylls. You know who Bear Grylls is?
Yes, I'm familiar with the name.
That's unfortunate. I was going to make something up. But all dogs go to purgatory. Yeah, it's really because they can't go to heaven, unfortunately, because they're murderers. The rule of thumb is if you don't want to get jacked up, get backed up. And you want to walk away from the dog. I'm walking away. I'm doing a moonwalk in reverse. He's doing a moonwalk forward. He's a really impressive dog. I don't think I mentioned this because it's all about the Benjamins, baby, in the words of Benjamin Button. And I thought, you know what? Where are my keys at? You know who has them? The deer, the doe, the female deer. And we're battling it out. All of a sudden, who comes back into the picture? Say yes.
You're going to have to say Max?
You were right. You're on top of this. Like, yo.
Right.
It's like that.
Yeah. Like
I'm fighting the deer. The dog is fighting the deer. The deer is fighting the dog. The deer is fighting me. It's a triangle, if you could see, where every vertex, every vertex has a line pointing to it in a triangular formation.
Sure.
Like you do, right? The dog all of a sudden pulls out a knife. I didn't see that coming, right? Wow. I mean, I can honestly say that of all the things that happened that day, that was like the second most surprising thing. Music soothes the savage beast. So I pull out my phone, a Samsung Galaxy S2. They have to give me money now.
Wow,
So it's a
nice.
Jackson 5 station that also plays
Good.
Michael Jackson music. And all of a sudden, what song by the hit song by Michael Jackson comes on?
Well, if it's Jackson 5, is it I Want You Back?
No, it's not.
Aw.
It's actually
guess.
It's Thriller.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So everybody starts doing the Thriller, right? And it's crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, they must have seen the music video because their choreography is like down. Like they have it. Like they're good. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing it,
So planned.
but they're doing it. You know, I leave the phone behind because I'm like, you know what? They're having a good time. Let them have their cake. Let them eat it too. Whatevs. And I decide, you know what? It's time to go back to Florida. Get in my car, driving back to Florida. It's about, I'd say maybe a 10-hour drive, and I'm driving down the road, doing as I do. When all of a sudden, what happens?
Max.
No,
happened.
no, I hit I hit a red light,
Oh.
so I stopped, waited till the light turned green, and then I continued going. Georgia,
That's big.
sweet Georgia. I had Georgia on my mind, and all of a sudden, there it was. So I gotta get me a Georgia peach.
Okay.
The food, not what you would sometimes call a woman from the Georgia area. Like, oh, I'm a Georgia peach. Like, you
Sure,
know what I'm talking about?
Sure, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. You ever driven in Florida before? You know the Welcome Center?
Of course.
The one that serves like orange juice and all that? I didn't stop there, right?
You just kept going.
Kept going.
Trooper.
I have the endurance of a hawk.
Wow.
Hawks have
Hawks
great
have good
endurance.
endurance.
Great
Know that.
endurance. Most people don't know this, but hawks
Mm.
are the largest flying bird in Japan.
Wow.
We're getting to the good part of the
Okay,
story.
good, good.
We're getting to the scary part, the part where it gets
Okay, good.
super scary. Because seeing,
Is believing.
it's not believing.
It's not believing.
Seeing is seeing. Believing is believing. That's why they have words for them. I decided, I'm hungry.
Mm.
Gonna get some food.
Some deer, maybe?
No, I don't eat
No,
deer.
okay.
I've had venison before, but it's like, it's a little gamey.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get some
I don't know. Waffles.
pasta primavera, but you were so close. I'm gonna go get some pasta primavera from Olive Garden, where they also have unlimited breadsticks and soups and
Pay
salads.
you for that too? Or?
Well, I don't know. I just advertised them, so I hope so.
Oh, good.
You know, I went there for pasta primavera,
Very true.
but they were out of it. So I was like, take some soup. And you know how much that soup cost?
I don't.
It cost $12 for that soup.
$12.
And I gave this man a $20 bill. He had the audacity to ask me if I wanted change.
Wow.
That's
Did you
like-
want change?
I wanted change. You know how much of a tip that is? That's a huge tip.
Well, did you vote for Barack Obama?
Is that relevant to the story?
You said that you wanted change.
Oh, this guy got jokes. How do you consume soup? Is soup food or is it beverage? I've had my fun. It's time to go back to the University of Florida, to go back to Gainesville, to learn,
That's right.
to experience the world.
Yeah, yes.
Drive back here, the speed of light, not quite that fast because my car is nice, but it ain't that nice, if you know what I'm saying. No. But anyway, here, and I decided, you know what I'm going to do?
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to go into Turlington Plaza.
Ah.
I'm going to get a camera crew.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to talk to the first person I see and tell them the stories of my adventures, which lasted because you remember I said it was the summer,
It was.
all the way to right now.
Amazing.
That was everything
That's
that
an
happened to me.
accomplishment right
It was a huge accomplishment. And that is my story. And tips are acceptable if you'd like to tip me. Well, that's all we have for you today. See you next time on the Everyday Gator.